What up, YouTube? It's HollaAtTWD. It's back at it with episode of HollaAtTWD. We're here recapping the episode Service, which is basically Negan sliding his down Rick's throat.
And then him thanking him for it.
Okay, so anyway, let's get into what happened to this episode. So how did you feel about this episode?
I mean, like, I got like a little bit right about what I predicted, which was I did get a big thing wrong, which was the fact that nobody died, which I kind of was really surprised about, to be honest. But I guess they did that to, because they expect. I guess that's what they meant. Is what I expect. But I think it was a pretty good episode. Like, there was a lot of tension. There was a lot of tension this whole episode. Like, it was crazy. So the thing that I did get correct though was the fact that Negan said the word service, which was for the name of the episode, and then led on about how everybody's gonna be serving them, which I thought was gonna be pretty clear.
Yeah. So they start off the episode. Michonne is going out hunting with a gun. Later on, we figured out that they stole from the Saviors. She's practicing to become a sniper. And Rosita and Deanna's son, still don't remember his name because you're not important. So they're getting ready to leave. Then Negan and the Savior show up, knocking on the door. And apparently he doesn't know who Deanna's son, the unimportant one, doesn't know who Negan is. So when he sees Negan, he says, "Who are you?" And he's like, "This better not be a question. Like, trying to get himself killed." Rick comes up, opens the gate, and the Saviors come in. And then we see that he brought Daryl with him. But Daryl is the help. And Rick was not able to speak with him, nor were any of the Alexandria survivors able to speak with Daryl. So, yeah, then they proceed to take their stuff. So, yeah, they're going through their stuff, and what happened next? Carl tries to stop them from taking the medicine with using one of their guns, and Negan is well, no, he talked to Rick first before that.
They were talking to Rick, and they were in the graveyard pretty much. And do you want to say what was going on with the graveyard? Because apparently there was like they faked the graves.
Yeah, they faked some graves to make them look like they lost a whole bunch of people. Yeah. I guess Father Gabriel asked Negan if he wanted to pay his respects. So yeah, they made some fake graves, and then there was a gunshot, which triggered Negan to be like, "Hey, if one of your people is out here killing, fam, it's about to be over for you." So he goes out and checks, and it is Carl out there.
Carl.
Yeah, Carl's out in the house telling them to put the stuff down, and Negan's like, "Hey, your boy, I just killed some of your people, and you want to be out here being retarded." So Negan takes Carl's gun, and he looks at Rick and says, "You know what? Because of this little outburst that your son just had, I'm taking all your guns." So, yeah.
Damn, Carl.
Yeah, then the next thing, they go to the armory. You want to tell them what happened after that?
Alright, so basically, you go to the armory to check out everything that's going on, and like what they got, and saying, "All your guns are mine." He's like, "All those guns you got? Those are my guns."
Yeah.
And so, and Rick is just like, taking it like a bitch, because it's all I can do. And so, they get to the armory, and they go inside. I forgot the conversation they had before. Everybody went inside the armory, and then Negan held him back.
Yeah, basically like, all the guns better be in here. They're all in here, right?
Yeah.
And he's like, "Yeah, she takes." Oh, and then he says, "I'm gonna let you keep all your food, but you got a fat girl keeping inventory of the food.
Shame.
And your food's looking a little thin. I think you." Basically, he's telling him like, get the fat girl out of there and get somebody that won't eat
it
the whole
all.
Pantry. Yeah. So, yeah.
But so anyway, yeah. So they checked the inventory, and it turns out from the logs that they were keeping about all the guns and everything they have, that 2 guns are missing, and Negan does not like that. He's like,
because he just asked.
Like, yeah, he's like,
"They're all in here.
They're here, right? It's all here. It's all here. Y'all not hiding anything, right? All right, bet. I'm believing you."
Yeah.
And then I guess, I don't know if Rick didn't know about it, and so they check the log and then see 2 guns are missing. And so Negan is like, "Bruh, you told me it was here. Someone is gonna get punished."
Yeah.
And so this man Negan is like, this girl's in charge of the books, right? And
I hate to kill girls. That's what he said.
Yeah, but he was like, pretty much he's saying, I will if I need to, because you were responsible for making sure all these guns are here, and you're telling me 2 are missing, and y'all don't know where they are.
Yeah.
That falls on you, and my bat is finna fall on you. So, yeah, she's about to get her shit rocked. Yeah. But
then they call like a little town meeting to figure out who has the guns, and they're all sitting in there, and there was they have a town meeting. They're trying to figure out who has the guns, but then Eugene notices that everybody's not in there, of course, because you know Rosita and the boy was gone. I don't know his name, and Michonne was also gone, so those people weren't there, so they might have had the guns. And then Negan, Rick finally tells the group that I am no longer the leader of this group. Negan is the leader of this group, and we have to follow him. So now they have a all-out manhunt for these 2 little guns that were missing from the inventory. So what happened after that?
It was the boy who had the guns.
Yeah. So, and him and Rosita were sent by Dwight to go get Daryl's motorcycle. So they go get that, and while they're going to get that, Dwight took all of their guns, and before they left town, and
no. They didn't even know that they were gonna get their guns taken, but she knew because
Dwight didn't.
Oh, you're talking about their guns. I thought you meant like you said all of them, so I thought you meant the whole city. So yeah, you go ahead. Yeah. You got it.
So Dwight took their guns before they went out before he sent them out to go get Daryl's motorcycle. So when they're there, the boy is like, yeah, this is all Rick's fault, blah, blah, blah. And then Rosita runs into the woods because she sees a gun that one of the walkers had on them. From, where did she say them people were from?
They were the saviors. They were the dead saviors.
Yeah, the saviors from what that happened though.
Actually,
I forgot. They were some dead saviors from some other part of that, like something that happened in another episode. I'm not completely sure. So she fights off like 6 walkers by herself and takes the gun. And then he's like, why'd you do that for the gun? And she's like, bruh, Dwight took our guns. They're about to take all of our guns out that city. And lo and behold, she was right. So flashback to Alexandria. And what happened at Alexandria?
After that?
Yeah, like after they found, they have a manhunt for the guns, and then...
So basically, Rick goes into the boy's house, and they've been going crazy trying to look everywhere. You can see they're throwing books around, looking over bookcases, ripping the whole place apart, looking for these guns. And then so Rick stumbles to the little air vent, and he hears something down there when he's like right there. So he's like, all right, so this is clearly something right here. So he picks it up, the air vent. He starts reaching down there and finds liquor. He finds canned food. He's like, all right, this man's hiding stuff. He got behind the guns. So he starts reaching down further and everything. He pulls out this, looks like a little sock or some type of little bag thing.
Yeah.
And you already know it's the guns. He opens it up, pours, and just lets the guns drop out of the bag. He's like, bet. So you know it's good. We got the guns. And so basically after that, he just walks outside with them, and he starts going to go show Negan the guns are there. And it's crazy because it shows, I forgot, what's the girl's name from the other episode from a while back, the S something, just somehow survived. Whatever the little girl's name is. But she's getting talked down to by this old ass man, a straight creep.
Pedophile.
And everybody just kind of sitting there, and the fact it showed in this whole episode just shows Rick getting bitched out. It's just showing, that's all it is. It's showing that they are just putting Negan's dick is down his mouth, and that's what he says. But because when he's standing there watching what's going on with this girl, and Carl looks at him and what are we're gonna do something, right? And then he's just like, they'll leave him soon. So he's saying we can't do anything about it. But anyway, so after that he goes and gives the guns to Negan, and at that point he's like, all right, so we have an understanding and everything, and then they build on from there. So
yeah, so that we're coming towards the end of the episode, and when they give all of the guns back to Negan, Michonne sneaks in through the side of the entrance to Alexandria, and Rick knows that she has the rifle. So when Rick goes over there to her, he tells her he has Negan like, can I go talk to her real quick? Because he wants to give Negan the gun before Negan sees her with the gun and see that Rick was lying about giving all the guns once they already got caught with 2 guns outside of that. So he goes over and talks to Michonne and says, I need to give them the rifle. And she's like, no. And then Rick makes a comment that really stuck out to what happened later on in the episode. And Rick says, I'm not going to lose you or Carl or anybody else. If anybody knows the important people in Rick's life, he misnaming one of them. But you'll learn later on in the episode why he might have left that one out. So, yeah. So basically he takes a gun from Michonne and takes it back to Negan and tells Negan, like, hey, this is a gun. It never came inside the wall, so it wasn't in the inventory. So, yeah, here you go. And then Michonne's carrying this deer that she shot. And then Negan's like, nah, fam, we don't need that for food. And it drops it. She drops it and gives it to Negan. And Negan's like, don't you love when a girl buys you dinner and you don't even have to put out, like, I guess. I got the reference. But, yeah, so, yeah, what happened after that?
Pretty much, the thing that I know that we didn't even talk about yet was when they were leaving, if you want to go ahead and get to that point where they're leaving, right?
I guess.
Alright, so they start leaving, the Saviors start leaving and everything, and as Negan turns around, get on the little RV and leave.
Oh yeah, we did talk about that.
Go ahead and talk about that.
Oh, well, so when Negan shows up, he makes Rick hold Lucille the whole time that he's in...
disrespectful.
Yeah, it's just
disrespectful.
Like, he just makes him hold the bat that beat your boys' heads in, Abraham and Glenn. Got him out of here. And so, yeah. Like, he carries the bat around the whole time, so when they're about to leave, I guess you could go ahead and tell them.
So when they're about to leave, he's still holding it. I'm surprised Rick didn't, like, want to drop that shit and give it to him. But, like, anyway, so Rick is still holding the bat. And Negan turns around by leave, but then he turns back around. I was like, oh, yeah. How could I forget Lucille?
Yeah.
And so...
Like, how could you want her after she's been so nasty?
Yeah, this man, like, keeps on making disrespectful comments. Yeah. And so then he just kind of leans over and takes it out of his hand. And pretty much it.
That was it. And then they leave, and then after this big controversy about the guns, Rick confronts the boy about having the guns. And he's like, oh, Rick, this is your fault. Basically, he's telling Rick it's your fault, and then Rick tells him that he's lucky, and then he tells Rick, well, I guess Glenn and Abraham were lucky too, and then Rick's like, if you ever say anything about, like, Glenn or Abraham, I'm going to break your jaw and knock out all your teeth. And then he said, you better listen. And then the guy was like, yes, I'm listening. And then Rosita comes out the background and is like, bro, you had guns? You had me try to kill these walkers and you had guns? And
I thought
he's
they were
like,
about to fight.
Yeah, he was
I
like,
thought they were about to fight.
I kind of just forgot about him. It was so long ago. Because I remember he was drinking that alcohol like when Deanna was still alive in season 5. Season 6. Season 6. Yeah. He was drinking alcohol. So, I remember the alcohol. But, yeah. So, what happened after that? They basically just kind of like settle in after that, after the Saviors leave, trying to figure out where they're going to go. And Michonne walks into the room and is like, how are we going to live like this? Her and Rick have an altercation. And basically...
That's where Rick brings up Shane and tells Michonne, I think, for the first time about Shane.
Yeah.
And also, we had the big reveal that Rick knows the whole time that that's not his kid.
Yeah, Judith is not his child.
Judith is Shane's child.
So earlier in the episode, Rick says that we can't lose. I'm not gonna lose you or Carl or anybody else. He didn't name Judith, which I think that played into a part later in the episode, like when he brought that up. Basically, he's like, this whole time I knew that Judith was not my child, but I had to believe that she was my child because that's the only way I was going to keep her safe. So basically, he's just telling Michonne that, like, we have to live like this because it's the only way that we're going to find a way to get through this until, we're done. So then he's proceeding to like put his comforter on the floor because the Saviors took all their mattresses.
That's another thing that's crazy. Is when they took the mattresses and Michonne went back out there for whatever reason. She went back out there.
After Michonne said she'll become accustomed to the lifestyle, so Michonne goes back to where she was. What was she doing? Where she was hunting.
Yeah.
And then she smelled something.
That might have been what it was. I don't know. All we know is that she saw something or smelled something and started walking in this direction. I was wondering, like, what the heck? What is she seeing? And then she comes up to this road and it shows all the mattresses torched, just burned in the road. That is... like,
disrespectful. And then the episode just kind of ends after that. So, yeah. You have any final thoughts about this episode?
It was a really good episode. It kept tension up the whole time. I'm surprised that nobody died. That's actually...
them two walkers died.
Who cares about that? We're talking about the real people.
Yeah.
So, I'm surprised. And it was really good. What did you think about it?
I mean, it was straight.
I think a lot happened. I like Negan. His character.
Negan
He
has
funny.
like the most quotables ever.
He's a very funny character, and they're doing great with him. But he's an asshole.
Yeah.
So.
It's pretty bad. So hopefully we'll see more sneak peek. Well, we'll talk about that later. But sneak peek, we're finally gonna see. Oh, and Negan brings up how he was gonna try to fornicate with Maggie after he killed Glenn. But y'all learn that later. But yeah, so fair warning, if you're watching this video, there are spoiler alerts in it. I know it's kind of too late for that. But yeah, y'all like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see y'all later.